For my presentation, I decided to cover mandated coverage for in vitro fertilization. I'm covering this from the consumer standpoint. I included some pictures of my family along with my presentation to kind of emphasize why this is an important topic for me. So infertility is defined as a disease by the World Health Organization. In fact, it is actually the 5th serious disability among women. It is considered after 1 year of trying to conceive under the age of 35. Over the age of 35, it is 6 months. Now, there are so many causes of infertility. I just listed a couple here: diminished ovarian reserve, tubal abnormalities, male infertility factors, so where the women's tests actually come back normal, and also idiopathic, so where they, despite all of their testing, cannot figure out why they are diagnosed with infertility. Now, this is very important because it also causes other health disorders, including 40% of patients suffer from anxiety and depression after being diagnosed with infertility. Now, one of the options is IVF. Now, IVF is very expensive. The average cost of one cycle is $12,400. That is not including medications and sometimes usually additional fees of $2,000 to $5,000. You're talking up to almost $25,000 per cycle or per round. Now, people are known to do multiple cycles, so it adds up very quickly. Right now, only 17 states require any sort of infertility coverage, and of those 17, only 7 require IVF coverage. Those states are Arkansas, Connecticut, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Rhode Island. And coverage is not uniform. It is very diverse across all different states. However, in states where there is coverage, it is utilized threefold when it is mandated. Now, some states cap at $100,000. That means that patients can go through 3 to 4 cycles to get the baby they've been dreaming of. And insurance actually only increases a few cents to a few dollars. Think about this. The Washington Post article was great. It pointed out that if people have cancer, they're going to get chemotherapy, or if they have some sort of a kidney failure, they're going to get dialysis, and that is to help them live a happier, healthier, fulfilled life. Why can't we also provide IVF coverage? If people are dreaming of having a baby and they can't, and we can allow them to have it through IVF, they are going to feel more fulfilled. And isn't that the point of insurance? This is also great. Across the seas in Denmark and Belgium, there's almost 13 ART procedures, or assisted reproductive technology procedures, per 1 million in the reproductive range. In the United States, it is less than 3,000. And again, it's likely due to how costly it is to have this done. Also, the average success is 40% in the first trial. That is fantastic. Look at this. Almost 5% of live births in Massachusetts were due to IVF. You compare that to a state that has no IVF coverage like New Mexico, it is less than 1%. So again, the statistics are showing that if we have some sort of coverage, that people are going to use that coverage because they are wanting to have a baby themselves. So what can we do? Well, there was only one legislation that was even it wasn't even debated actually. It was called the Access to Infertility Treatment and Care Act in 2018. So it basically went nowhere. It was put in by Senator Booker. So we need to have some sort of legislation or some sort of debate in Congress that we can actually have some sort of coverage. And it needs to be access for all. There's zero coverage for people on Medicaid or TRICARE, which is the military. And there's also lots of loopholes even in the states that have coverage. So there needs to be some sort of mandated coverage for all. Resolve, which is actually the National Infertility Association, you can become an advocate or just a word of mouth for the cause. The other option is they do have self-pay guarantees. So one clinic called Shady Grove, I believe it's up to 6 cycles that you can go through. I think that the cost is some sort around $25,000, not including medications. But if you don't produce the baby by the 6th round, you get your money back. So at least if they are having to shell out the money, at least they can feel comfortable knowing that they will get it back if unfortunately they do not get a baby through the 6th time. Also, we need to have some sort of coverage for LGBTQ LGBTQ communities. Only one state, Rhode Island, has any wording that includes transgenders, but not until the age of 18. I hope this was a little bit informative. There's so much to cover on this topic. I highly suggest that you read the Washington Post article. It was fantastic. Here are my references. Thank you so much.